Ever wonder why some people never seem to get offended while others explode over every little thing? Today I'll reveal the psychological secret that will transform how you handle offensive situations forever. But first, let me tell you about Sarah, a successful lawyer who nearly destroyed her career. One morning, her colleague made a seemingly innocent comment about her presentation style during a meeting. Sarah's face turned red, she stormed out, and didn't speak to anyone for weeks afterward. Friends, write in the comments where you're watching us from, and hit like if you want to know the most unexpected part. Here's the shocking truth. Taking offense isn't about what others do to you at all. Neuroscientist Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett discovered something that changes everything about human emotions completely. Your brain doesn't actually detect offensive behavior. It constructs the feeling of being offended entirely. Think about this. The same joke that makes you laugh on Monday might offend you on Friday. What changed? Not the joke, but your brain's interpretation based on your current emotional state. This revelation destroyed everything I thought I knew about managing my own emotional responses to criticism. Let me share the most powerful technique that Navy SEALs use to stay unshakable under pressure. They call it the observer mode, a mental switch that transforms you from victim to scientist. Instead of thinking, "They're attacking me," you think, "How interesting that my brain interpreted that as threatening." This simple shift activates your prefrontal cortex and shuts down your amygdala's panic response immediately. But here's where most people mess this up completely and make everything worse for themselves. They try to suppress their emotional reaction instead of understanding why it happened in the first place. Suppression is like putting a Band-Aid on a broken pipe. It might hold temporarily, but eventually explodes. The real solution involves understanding your offense triggers, those specific psychological buttons that activate your defensive responses. Everyone has approximately 3 to 5 core triggers, usually formed during childhood experiences with authority figures or peers. For Sarah, the lawyer I mentioned earlier, her trigger was any perceived criticism of her competence. This stemmed from her perfectionist father, who criticized every mistake she made while growing up. Once she identified this pattern, something remarkable happened that changed her entire professional relationship with colleagues forever. She started viewing criticism as valuable data instead of personal attacks on her professional worth and reputation. "That's interesting feedback" replaced, "How dare they question my abilities?" in her internal mental dialogue system. Within 3 months, her colleagues noticed the dramatic change and started seeking her input more frequently. Her promotion came 6 months later, partly because management valued her newfound emotional resilience under pressure. But the most powerful part of this technique involves something most psychology experts never mention at all. You must practice emotional archaeology, digging deep into the historical roots of your specific offense patterns. Grab a notebook and write down the last 5 times you felt genuinely offended by someone's words or actions. For each situation, ask yourself, what story did I tell myself about what their behavior meant? Then ask the crucial follow-up question. Where have I heard this story before in my past? You'll discover that you're not responding to present situations, but reliving past emotional wounds repeatedly. This awareness alone eliminates about 70% of your tendency to take things personally, according to recent studies. The remaining 30% requires building what psychologists call emotional flexibility, your ability to choose responses consciously. Think of it like physical exercise for your emotional resilience. It requires consistent practice and gradual strengthening. Start small with minor irritations like slow internet or traffic jams before tackling interpersonal conflicts. When you feel that familiar surge of offense rising, pause and breathe deeply 3 times slowly. Then ask yourself, is this worth the emotional energy I'm about to invest in feeling upset? Most of the time, the answer is a resounding absolutely not, once you consider the opportunity cost. The energy you save from not being offended can fuel creativity, relationships, and personal growth instead. But here's the advanced technique that therapists charge thousands of dollars to teach their high-paying clients. It's called perspective multiplication, viewing every offensive situation from at least 3 different angles simultaneously. First angle, what if this person is having the worst day of their entire life? Second angle, what if they're trying to help me but expressing it poorly due to their communication style? Third angle, what if this is exactly the lesson I need to learn for my personal development? This technique transforms every potential offense into either compassion, understanding, or personal growth opportunity immediately. The most successful people I know have mastered this skill and use it in every challenging interaction. They've learned that taking offense is like drinking poison. and expecting the other person to suffer the consequences. Your emotional state belongs to you. It's the one thing in life you can completely control. But most people hand that remote control to every stranger, colleague, and family member they encounter. Taking back control means accepting that others' words only have the power you consciously choose to give them. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless or accepting genuinely harmful behavior from toxic people in your life. It means choosing your emotional battles wisely and responding rather than reacting to challenging interpersonal situations. The difference between responding and reacting is like the difference between driving and being in a car crash. When you respond, you're in the driver's seat, making conscious decisions about your emotional destination. When you react, you've handed the steering wheel to whoever just triggered your automatic defense mechanisms. So here's your action plan for the next 30 days to completely transform your relationship with offense. Day 1 through 7. Practice the observer mode with minor irritations only, nothing major yet. Day 8 through 14. Identify your top 3 personal offense triggers using the emotional archaeology technique. Day 15 through 21. Apply perspective multiplication to one challenging relationship or recurring conflict situation. Day 22 through 30. Combine all techniques into your personalized emotional resilience system for maximum effectiveness. The results will surprise you. Relationships improve, stress decreases, and opportunities increase when you stop taking offense. People actually respect you more when you remain unshakable, seeing you as confident rather than pushover. This counterintuitive truth challenges everything our culture teaches about standing up for yourself through emotional reactions. True strength isn't found in your ability to take offense, but in your capacity to remain centered regardless. Master this skill, and you'll join the ranks of those rare individuals who seem mysteriously immune to drama. The secret was always hidden in plain sight. Your power lies not in controlling others, but yourself.